All right, would you please state for the permanent record your name?
Florence Stoller.
And how old are you, Mrs. Stoller?
Oh heavens, I'm not so anxious to mention that. A century plus 4.
That's 104 years old. You're born in 1919, is that correct?
That is quite correct.
Now, I'm coming to you today because I know all of your fans out there want to know, who is Eddy Duchin?
Eddy Duchin was a wonderful pianist. He started out life as a pharmacist, but I understand he never even filled one prescription because he was more interested in music. And he started to play in New York City, and he eventually ended up in a very fancy hotel and a huge success. And I have now.
Yeah, of course.
And I have a picture of him that's between 85 and 90 years old, which I've been saving through about 6 moving situations, but for the last 36 years I live in this apartment. So it's in a Gucci frame, silver, I think, sort of sterling silver, and or maybe some alloy, I'm not certain, but it's a Gucci frame.
Now, where did you get this photograph?
I sent away for it.
Okay.
I sent away for the photograph, and after I received it, I made a point of waiting for him outside of whatever event he was at, or paying at the Park Central Hotel, was at it? I'm not sure, at the hotel. And he signed it for me. It's signed, and I treasured it all these years.
You have an autographed Eddy Duchin photo from 85 years ago. This is what I'm to understand.
That's quite correct.
And every time you've moved, you've made sure that that photo comes with you.
Absolutely. And I have 3 children besides.
So you brought the children too, but also the Eddy Duchin folder, because the Eddy Duchin folder is older than any of the children.
Right. And my husband.
Right.
He's right near my husband as well.
Now tell me who Eddy Duchin was, because there's some younger people watching who don't remember him.
Oh, well, he was a wonderful pianist, excuse me, and played the piano beautifully. And as I said, he was educated to be a pharmacist, but he didn't get to fill one prescription even. I read that in a book someplace, because there's a movie about Eddy Duchin.
Called The Eddy Duchin Story.
Right, and I have a copy of it, which unfortunately I can't play anymore on account of having discarded the facility that accommodated that player.
Is this a VHS tape maybe or something?
Yes.
So there's no way to play VHS tapes anymore. The technology's changed, right?
That's correct.
Now, was he a teen idol? Was he a radio star? Was he...
He was a big star with the rich and famous in New York City, because he was in this lovely hotel, and they catered, I think, mostly to as I said, the rich and the famous.
But you didn't go to the hotel. How did you know of him?
I used to read about him in the newspaper all the time.
So he was in the newspaper, and you saw pictures of him because you like the way he looks too, right?
I certainly did. As a teenager, I surely did. He was 10 years older than I was.
Oh my! Oh, scandalous.
Anyway, he had a short life, unfortunately. Right. He lived to 40, until 51. He died of some sort of leg injury, ailment. I believe he died from leukemia. Is that possible?
We can look that up.
Cancer of some kind.
Did you know his music from the radio as well?
Yes, I used to listen to him whenever he played, and different shows on TV, but mostly, no, there was no TV there. What am I talking about?
Not yet, not till the 50s, right?
No.
So this is, what are we talking about? The 1930s, early 30s we're talking about?
Yes.
So this would have been radio. So he was doing live radio broadcasts?
Yes.
And they were also playing his recordings as well?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And he was written about in the newspaper. Was he like in the celebrity columns and the gossip columns?
Yes, in the gossip columns.
Because he was with the he was with the
rich and the famous.
The rich and the famous, entertaining them nightly at the Park Hotel. You said?
Some very lovely hotel.
Right. Didn't he play the Central Park Casino?
Yes, that's the one. Thank you.
Central Park Casino.
That's the one.
Now, how many people do you think today remember that there was a casino in Central Park?
Very few.
It was another time, another time.
Very few.
Eddy Duchin. So you got the autograph. It's in a Gucci frame. It's lived with you ever since. We're going to take a photograph and show it to everybody that is still here to this very day.
Okay, it's coming. It's definitely hanging around.
And do you listen to his music even to this day?
Well, I don't listen to much of anything these days. I've just been very long. I do a lot of listening on a recorder that I have to books from that the Library for the Blind sent to me.
Right, audiobooks, right?
Thank you.
Isn't it true, you're on the witness stand now, isn't it true that occasionally your grandson comes over to the house and plays you an Eddy Duchin song on the phone?
That is exactly wonderfully honest.
All right.
I'm very grateful to him, and I do appreciate those Thursday visits.
I just wanted to put that for the permanent record, that occasionally we do listen to the Eddy Duchin theme.
And we are going to listen to it today.
That's a standing request from you, as I recall.
Absolutely.
That's right. Very good. All right, do you have any more words of wisdom to impart to your many thousands of fans on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and other platforms?
I'm very happy to be able to speak to you, and I wish everybody a happy Passover and Easter and whatever else is coming.
Ramadan?
Absolutely.
Oh, very good.
All included. Everyone's included.
All right, I know your fans have been waiting to hear from you, so thank you.
Aloha and farewell and farewell.
Aloha and farewell. Thank you very much, Mrs. Stoller.